We're going to call the regular meeting to order. We've already done the pledge and roll call. First thing I need is a motion to accept the minutes from the September 24th public hearings and the regular board meeting.
All right, make a motion to accept the minutes from the September 24th public hearing and regular board meeting.
Second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, supervisor's monthly financial report. I just want to point out to the board that there's still 1 million of the ban money sitting in our money market account that is going to be spent on the wastewater treatment plant project. So when you see that $3 million amount there, that's not all ours. But we did get $15,664 in interest on it last month. So that's why we're keeping it in there as long as we can. Nobody's scheduled to address the board. Any public comment on non-agenda items? Okay. Okay, resolution. A motion to approve the October bills. I'll read them into the record. Make sure it's General Fund, $19,082.87. Part Town B, $3,526.80. Highway, $53,830.19. Capital Projects, $50,613.20. Lime Mountain Sewer, $3,187.03. Dannemora District 2 Sewer, $130.58. Lime Mountain Water, $910.84. Dannemora District 2 Water, $25. Ledger's Water, $567.35, for a total of $131,873.86.
I'll make the motion to approve the October 2025 bills for $131,873.86.
Second that.
Any more discussion? Roll call, Jim?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mike?
Yep.
Deb?
Yes. Need a motion to accept the preliminary budget that was presented at the 4 p.m. public hearing today as the Town of Dannemora 2026 final budget.
Make a motion to accept the preliminary budget from today's 4 o'clock meeting for the final 2026 budget.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion?
Do you?
Roll call, Jim?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes. Okay, old business. Line Mountain Wastewater Treatment Plant project update. They are moving right along on it. The building for the UV equipment is up. The roof is on, shingled, the siding's on. We won't get the UV unit until February. We won't get some of the clarifiers until maybe May or June. So they will be basically getting everything done that they possibly can, and then as things come, they'll put them in there. The most immediate issue we're having right now is paving. They had a contractor that were supposed to go in there and pave, and then the GC didn't want that contractor. They had another one lined up, then they went back, and right now they don't have anybody that's willing to go in and pave that.
I talked to Pat about 2 o'clock or so, and they did find not a pre-bowl.
Provost?
No,
Oh.
but they
I know
found the paper.
Yeah.
Was it Parliament?
Shane, it might be.
Parliament?
He
Probably.
didn't say, no, it was something like pre-bowl, but it was pre-B or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay,
I'm not good with names, but anyway.
so they got that this afternoon.
Yeah.
Good, excellent. But when are they gonna do it?
Well,
Well, they gotta do it
time's
before the
ticking.
plant closes.
Yeah, time's ticking.
Yeah,
So
because plant closes,
it'll
what,
probably
first
be
week in
next
November?
week. You have to ask Pat tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think the plant, they said before, the plant was gonna close like the end of the first week in November,
Yeah.
so they don't have much time to go get their asphalt. And all the other stuff.
Preview. I wanna say it's preview for some reason.
Okay. Cool. That's good news. Yay.
They, over it,
See?
That'd be a pain in the ass.
they ain't proving,
Ooh.
they ain't proving.
Veterans Park update, was able to close one portion of the grant, so we should be getting a check for a little over $5,000 shortly. The majority of the grant money will come in the early late spring when we finish refining the walk from the parking spot to the level ground, and then the carry-in path. The bases were put down, and then we're gonna see how the weather treats it this winter. And if that's gonna hold and it's gonna be a good solid base, then we can finish it early on. Standish Road closure bridge replacement update. So they're putting the binder on today at the bridge.
No, they topped it.
They topped it.
Yeah.
And so,
We're just waiting for,
now is the county,
guardrails.
do you know if the county's doing the guardrails?
I didn't stop and see George. George hasn't been there in a couple of weeks. He's on a different job, but, he wasn't sure if the county was doing the guardrails or if they were. That was the last time I talked to him.
And they won't open the road till the guardrails are there, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a brook, you gotta have guardrails. Because you know the first person that goes over it without guardrails is gonna go right off the road into the brook. We all know that's gonna happen, right? All right, sand sales to date. I talked a little bit about it, but, so as of last Wednesday, they had taken they took a total of 35,504.67 tons, 977 loads. So far, they paid us for the original 26,500. That's what they paid us up front. So far, the additional amount they owe us is $137,321. So I would expect that to be, like I said, about $145,000 probably by the time Wednesday's over next week. That's their last day to
That was the last
To haul.
one, next Wednesday.
Yep. Let's see. County highway contract. Well, we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. We thought we had a good meeting with the new county administrator, Christine Peters, the county highway superintendent, Carl Weiss, a couple members of the transportation committee, and a group of us supervisors. And so we left that meeting saying, okay, 2-year contract, 20% increase first year, 5% increase the second year. Well, they won't go up to 5%, they'll do 3%. And also, when we left, they were, the contract they were gonna put forward to the legislature said that we had a 60-day option to terminate the contract. They didn't like that. So now, if the town wishes to opt out so we're set for this year, we're gonna get a 20% increase. We're gonna start, not we, whoever's on that committee, the supervisors are gonna start with the working group that they put together. That's gonna be transportation, a couple reps from the transportation committee, Carl Weiss, I would imagine, a couple highway superintendents, and a couple of town supervisors. It's supposed to be a working group to get together to figure out exactly how much they should be reimbursing the towns. And that should start in February. If by May, they still haven't seen the light, what they have now is that every year you get, the opt-out period is May 1st to June 30th. So if they're still really screwing us over, I mean, you have that option to opt out and have them come in and do their county roads. I would imagine that's gonna last probably a year before they come back to ask us to, oh my God. Went way forward. I gotta back that up. So that's, sorry, I must have been, this one, this.
Your fault.
Did you do that?
You touched it. I saw it.
Man, Scott.
They're pretty thorough down there.
That's good.
I was gonna say, who was touching it?
Knocked it, and he knocked us off.
You'll have to talk to him like this. Is that loud?
Anyway, I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at that. So anyway, the highway contract, I mean, we have the option to opt out, and it's an ongoing thing, but as I've said in previous ones, I mean, we're taking money out of our pockets to do this county roads, and
Take care of it.
we shouldn't be. So, hydrant replacement, we got a couple quotes, and the one we got from Tripp was the best, so I need a motion to approve $11,000 to replace a bad hydrant in, it's in,
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's on the other side of the village.
I'll go ahead and make a motion for our Trip Trucking to replace the fire hydrant down on the corner of, where was it? The hell was the name? Eccleston Drive and 374 for a total of $11,000.
Second that.
Any more discussion? Roll call, Jim?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes,
How much more were the other roads?
almost 12. I mean, it wasn't a big difference, but they were all in the same ballpark, but Robbie's was.
We had like the installation for one and then everything else is separate.
Yeah.
This was all one.
Halloween party for the kids, just a reminder, Saturday, 2 to 4, here in this room. Bring your grandkids, bring your kids, if they're young enough. We'll have munchies, treats, games, movies, a little bit of very low-key haunted area, you know, nothing too scary. Pumpkin painting, that kind of thing, so come one, come all. And, okay, and I do have another. The First Amendment audits are rearing their ugly heads again. We went over this, I think, 2 years ago, where people were bringing cameras and, you know, their cell phones into public buildings, and like a municipal building, I guess it would come in and go into somebody's office and take pictures of all their stuff and say, well, this is a public building, I can do whatever I want. And the whole thing behind it was to try to get people upset and say things, and then they post it on YouTube, and basically just make pests of themselves, basically. So 2 years ago, they had told us, you know, you mark every office as a private office, because, you know, my office, I have stuff out, I have financial stuff out that isn't for to be posted on YouTube. Becky's got a lot of stuff in her office that should not be posted on YouTube. You know, the work that we're doing, it's open to the public, but you come in and you do it properly. You don't come in and video and then post it on YouTube that, look how I was able to piss off this person because I was right in their face with the camera or whatever. So there's some are starting up again, and we've been warned by the state, by our insurance company. I actually got 3 separate alerts. I got one from NYMER, I got one from our Sid Spear, and I got one from the state saying to watch out for these people. They're they're really active in all the counties like surrounding Albany and in that area. They're nothing better to do, I guess. Okay, new business. Anybody, oh, sorry. Anybody on the board have any old business they wanted to bring up? Okay. Or new
I
business,
guess
rather.
I wasn't quite clear on the, not around so much this year, but, so for the two environmental committee, or the two environmental funds that we kicked to each lake, one for each lake,
Mhm.
we paid them directly, we did not?
Well, no, we pay the contractor.
Right, well,
So-
same thing as
yeah.
we've always done.
Yes. So,
This- The whole conversation made it sound like we were just giving them money.
or they give us a, like, for example, this year, they paid the contract, but they gave us all the information showing exactly
Right.
what they did, and we reimbursed them,
Okay.
so.
Good.
I got one thing under old business.
Mhm.
Bringing up the hydrant thing, we discussed about maintenance and taking care of them. We had a structure fire, as everybody knows, in Stanish. We had to use the last hydrant in Phil's Court in, and they couldn't get the front cap off, so that's something we really need to address in the near future if we contract it out and have them all done, but we gotta get on top of that,
Mhm.
unfortunately, if we're gonna run into that.
Yeah, well, and by law, our water district is supposed to take care of those hydrants, and I made that offer to Billy, since he's working for Pat half-time, to do something about it, and,
Get with them, because the NFPA standards,
Yeah.
you're supposed to test them twice a year, and then they're supposed to be flow tested every 5 years. So it's just,
Yep.
stinks that we find out about it when you actually need it.
Mhm.
I went down and did the ones that we had issues with in the village, and I'm still waiting on quotes for the caps to replace on a couple of them down there. But it's just something we should get on top of, and,
Doesn't that fall under each fire district?
no,
no.
your water district is supposed to take care of the hydrants. And that's what, I asked that question to, Office of Emergency Services. I said, it makes more sense for the fire district to do it, because they're the ones that are using it, they know how to, and they said, no, it is, your water district personnel. And I said, well, what if your water district personnel is one person? And you want them to, do 44 hydrants. So, but that's what the law says, that it falls under the, so if we have to contract it out, then it's gonna fall under the water district, who we're paying for it. So, it's better to get volunteers to do it, but if not, well,
If I had 100 knocking on the door, but that's
so, yeah,
It's crazy, I mean,
it is. Once again, mandating things and not realizing that, we have, this division is one person, have your water personnel do it, okay? Okay, new business. Updating the short-term rental law. When we put this in place, we did say it was something that we could change and evolve, and I went over this with Shane last week, and there are a couple of inconsistencies that we need to correct, or at least discuss. We've placed very strict rules on the short-term rentals. For example, you need to have this kind of garbage can that has this kind of tight-fitting lid, and you have to make sure that you pick up your garbage, have it arranged to be picked up every week. So here's a rental unit that's doing all that, and their neighbor's sitting here with garbage overflowing, and the raccoons are spreading all their garbage, but yet this rental unit had to buy these certain things. So, I think we need to word it a little bit more like, I'm not sure how to do it. It's something we're gonna have to work on. I'm gonna work on it with Shane, but, we're holding them to a much, much stricter thing than the neighbor next to them that is there all summer long that isn't doing that. Another thing is like quiet hours. In the law, we say quiet hours is 10 to 7, but their neighbor next door is hooting and hollering until midnight or 1 o'clock. Now, that is not a code enforcement thing, that's a call to troopers kind of thing, because, but, you know, there's some things in there that we need to look at more realistically as far as, is it, you know, we shouldn't be asking them to do things that we're not expecting our residents to do as well. So, I'd like to schedule a public hearing before next month's meeting. And next month's meeting's at 6, because we talked about it this last meeting. The 2 Mondays that we moved the holiday week meetings to Mondays are also DA nights for the court. So we weren't sure if they'd be out of here in time for a 5 o'clock meeting, so those are at 6. So I'd like to make a motion, or have a motion for having a public hearing at 5:45 about short-term rental law changes. And that'll give me from now until then, and working with code enforcement officer on making it a little bit more fair for the ones that are renting it. Still holding them to a standard, but not, you know, they shouldn't have to go buy special garbage cans when, like I say, their neighbor's got an open garbage, you know. So, if I could get a motion.
I'd like to make a motion for a public hearing at 5:45, the night of the regular meeting in November
24th.
24th.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. Compliance, I had a video chat with our compliance person. We did a snapshot of the last 5 years, which we have had we haven't had any claims in the last 5 years, so they're very happy with us. We do get a loyalty check from them every year for $500, and then we also get reimbursed some of what we pay them for not having any claims. So we should get, in the next couple of weeks, we should see about $2,000 back from Compliance, which is about 10% of what we pay them. Sales tax report from the county. We've gotten something, it's all an estimate as to what our share of the sales tax for the county is, and our share is $491,713. Keep in mind, this is a projection, not a guarantee. This is underestimated. We typically will get an additional between 30 and 50,000 afterwards, so this amount of money, the towns can choose either to take it in cash and spend it on whatever they want, or use it to offset the county taxes. And we've always used it to offset the county taxes. There was 1 year that it wasn't done several years ago, and it hurt. I mean, it really jumped up the county line on your taxes. So this offsets what, on your tax bill, that first line that says county, this offsets that amount. It's actually higher than it was last year. So people are spending money. Speaking of spending money, we paid off that $200,000 that was borrowed back in 2021 to kick off the funding for the wastewater treatment plant update. We were finally able to pay it off last week. We had to wait for the right kind of money to pay it off. It sounds silly. We've paid a lot of interest on that particular ban. It was a bond anticipation note. But if we had paid it off previously, then we wouldn't get reimbursed with a grant for it because it's already been paid off. The grant money we had gotten already, we couldn't use that money because that money can't be used to pay off that kind of debt. So we finally got the grant money last week that can pay this off, so we paid it off. And so that one's off our plate at least. And
Come on, that's already bad.
other, I do have a couple things for other. If you go to, okay, that's the payoff. You've got that information there. Okay, holiday closure schedule. So I'm thinking Thanksgiving week, closing the office on the Wednesday and Thursday, obviously, and reopening the following Monday. Christmas and New Year's, closing the office December 24th, and then basically not opening again until the first Monday in January. During that Christmas, New Year's stretch, we're in here doing business anyway. Becky's got to do get all the taxes in order and everything. We have end of year closeouts, annual reports, and all that. So we'll be working, but we're just going to have the doors closed so that we can get all this stuff done and take a little time as well. And highway personnel by contract, they have their paid holidays. Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day are all paid holidays, and they'll be working normal hours unless we have snow, big snow. Then they'll be working when they have to work. So if I could get a motion from the board to accept that schedule, we'll post.
I'll make a motion to accept the holiday closure schedule as assigned.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mark, and the next thing I had for that was about this truck. So, you want to talk about it, or do you want me to?
You can.
You can? Okay. So, we didn't use any of our CHIPS money this year because we couldn't get a paver. So, as we have done in the past, we can use CHIPS money toward equipment. And I didn't make copies of this for everyone, but I will read it out. So, we have been talking about getting the highwaymen a work truck that they can use, and then passing the 150 down to Pat for water and sewer, because that truck is scary that he drives. So anyway, if we use money from CHIPS, which we can roll over, they have a new at Cody Chevrolet in someplace in Vermont.
Yeah.
Where is it? In Williston? I think it's in Williston.
Might be Williston.
I think. So looking at it's new, but it's a 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 heavy duty work truck. It's got a dump box. It's a gas truck, and the price on it is $80,193. They're discounting it about $18,000. So the selling price is $62,198. With the plow frame and plow adds $9,000. So the total amount would be $71,722. And there's plenty of money in just one of the lines of the CHIPS. We've got in the CHIPS, we've got $86,292 plus $23,000 for POP plus EW. I think we can use CHIPS. We used CHIPS and EWR last time, I think. But I mean, there's plenty in just the CHIPS line, and that's this year's money. So that's up for discussion. If you're okay with using the CHIPS money to purchase that truck.
You gonna give other quotes?
No, don't need to. This is coming out of CHIPS money.
And they've looked at a bunch of other trucks, they have looked at other ones, and, I mean, I get John and they send me, oh, we found this truck for this much, but, I mean, this one seems to be a pretty good deal for that size vehicle. And, like I say, it has a dump box, they can use it in places that they really can't fit a tandem in, but they can fit this truck there. They'll have a plow on it so they can do some work. Mark still have the plow on his truck, so he can do what needs to be done with his truck. And they'll be able to carry a lot of equipment in this one. And again, we can push that other truck down to the Lime Mountain Water and Sewer, because Pat likes his truck, but man, it's
Falling apart.
I wouldn't even drive that thing.
in bad shape.
I've been in.
And instead of, it's, the tailgate's held on with bungee cords and,
No, she's not kidding.
it's, yeah.
Hey Deb, do you think it'd be a little bit wiser to go with a diesel pickup as opposed to a gas with a truck that big?
Well, the reason that I think the reason that it's still sitting on the lot is because it's a gas vehicle.
Yeah.
It's,
It'd be hard to find a diesel right now. We tried.
it's a 6.6 liter,
It's
8,
a good motor.
automatic, 10-speed automatic.
Yeah.
It's got a crew cab.
6.
It's actually hard out in New York to find a gas one of them. Nobody has them.
No.
Malone, Plattsburgh, all of them don't have them.
They have been looking, I mean, for last
A couple months.
last couple of months, they've been, shooting me, how about this truck? How about this truck? And I'm like, oh. And we've been waiting, but then Mark came up with, using CHIPS money on it, and
We're
Yeah.
still gonna be rolling over some of the CHIPS money too, right?
yes, and we'd still have 20, 30, 40, 50, almost $60,000 to roll over to next year. And then I would, typically we get about the same amount every year for CHIPS.
Yeah.
So it's usually between 130, 150,000. So we'd roll over another, what did I say, 60,000 onto that, 50, 60,000 onto that. So, but I'll present it. Here's, and it's a 9-foot Fisher plow.
Oh, they want the plow frame too instead of, or I thought we were just getting the plow frame. They want the plow and the frame?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a straight blade?
Yep.
Well,
Yep, straight blade. Yep, the truck itself is 62, and then with the frame, the plow, with everything else, it's an extra 9, so it's 71,722.
Plow-wise, I think we can do better than that. Straight blades are thing of the past, in my opinion.
Why are we getting a crew cab? Why are we getting a crew cab?
Yeah, well, if the 3 guys have to go and like cut trees out of, something falls and they go with chainsaws to go cut trees and whatnot, just so they all can fit in the vehicle. I mean, this is the way this particular one's set up. I mean, we can,
That's
but I
to
know
shorten your
we paid
box.
more for our F-150 than 62,000, so,
To shorten your box, your capacity of your box.
Yeah.
Looking at that also.
yeah, it's. They did send me a picture, but, no, he didn't send me that picture. He showed me on his phone. Do you have a picture of
yeah.
the truck? Pass your phone around. But,
The
So I don't-
V-plow would definitely be nice.
I like the V-plow. I think we're gonna change that to a V-plow. I don't want no straight plow.
you're not gonna drive it, so don't worry about it.
Well,
That's
I
one
got a
thing. You are
V-plow.
not driving that
Yeah.
vehicle,
But that truck's bigger than mine,
huh?
and It
But-
should have to be bought.
But they wanted they asked for a straight plow. They said it'd be handier for what they wanna use it for, so. I'm just saying what they,
Well, it's a
Maybe we-
Fisher, so
you could talk to them,
they
so.
can always grab the one off my truck.
Hmm?
They can always grab the one off my truck.
You put a
Okay,
straight one on yours?
here.
See this, Mike?
So you're saying you're saying they're gonna put a straight plow in your truck?
I ain't putting any problem.
He's ignoring me.
What do you want, just an okay to move CHIPS money towards?
Yeah,
purchase?
just an okay to use the CHIPS money.
I have no problem with it.
You making a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? Roll call. Jim?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
I didn't know if he was done reading.
Okay, I'll get on that.
He looked like he was into it.
So, I mean, that was to use the CHIPS money, so, I mean, you can work out the little details, but we have to get with Jared tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll have to get with, Jared's the DOT guy in charge of CHIPS. And,
Yeah. I don't think it does any justice, but what I got.
On that, Debbie, wanna do like for surplus for the water truck? We're gonna end up getting rid of it, right?
yeah, so, yeah,
Maybe
a
junkyard.
I mean, it passed inspection at Tedford's. So, yes, once everything,
And then it's,
it might be a good farm truck for somebody. I wouldn't want to use it on the road personally, but,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
scary to probably have to clean it out.
All right, what am I doing here?
okay, so let's move on to the next thing. And also, I did get the village contracts today, actually, for EMS, and I think I gave you all copies of them, but I need for you to make a motion that I can sign them.
Are we, still gonna do the letter thing to them too, or about what we'd like to see change?
Yes,
Because
yep. Yep,
I
so,
personally think we should really start putting a thumb down on them,
mhm.
because instead of this pissing back and forth contest, and our next meeting we'll talk about it, or no, this is gonna change.
Well, and the problem is that the head of the EMS wants to do it the right way, and it's,
And the mayor doesn't.
Yeah,
no, and neither does one of the other people. I won't mention her name.
well, she just come in, I don't know.
Yeah, but, they're all concerned about, the prison there. It's like,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
there's so many EMTs and nurses and
Paramedic doctors.
whatnot inside the prison. They would get better care inside the prison than what they're gonna get on the,
But then you're
On the
back to
rig.
the same thing. The 15 minutes going west is good, but the 15 minutes going east isn't good.
right,
That's,
yeah, that's been, but at our next meeting, we just,
I mean, even the plan was, up here full-time winter and down there for the summer until.
I think on that letter, that we should write it up so that both sides need to sign it, and we should put a date on it that they need to
mhm,
finalize by.
Yep.
'Cause played around the whole year with it, and he just dances, that's all he does.
but I still need to sign these contracts, because we have to send them to the county with the budget, so,
Make a motion to sign the EMS contract with the village of Dannemora.
and the fire contract.
The fire contract also.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
But I gave you all copies of
Yeah.
the two contracts, so, I won't sign them until, you all get a chance to read through it. You can give me your thoughts on the letter, and we can, the letter will go along with returning them to them. Okay, thank you on that. Committee reports, you've got, Code Enforcement Officer's report there in your package. You've got, a copy of, Chatham Lake Foundation's report. And I got a call today from the Maverick Hunting Camp in Standish. They wanted to thank the highway guys for cleaning up near the spring. That property that's on that side of the road, the opposite side of the road, is their property. And Sean went there with some garbage bags to go clean it all up, and the guys had already cleaned it up, and he wanted to appreciate. In the past, he has called the county, and he said the county eventually comes and picks up the garbage that he pulls out of the woods, but he knows that the highway guys did it, and he appreciates that. Wanted to thank him. So, and that's all I've got. Jim?
Nothing other than, I verified the water on General Lee Manor, so that is running.
Okay.
We're gonna freeze up this way.
Yep.
Nothing else, so.
Jason?
Oh, not much, just gonna be going to wrap everything up at the parks, take the pickleball net stuff down and put that in storage for the year, and hopefully we have a good winter.
From your lips to God's ears. Mike?
No, good. Good winter.
Mark?
Good.
Anything else? Okay, anybody else? Yes.
Mark, about the signs that aren't up, and also how your phone calls went to the bus people, about the speed on Sunset.
I sent an email to Cody and to the front office. Cody, because I wanted to make sure he responded. And he did respond to me. So he was pulling the camera footage, and he said, oh yes, he says, so when did the speed limit change? Because it was always, 55 at the beginning, and I'm like, it's never been 55. And so then he said, yeah, and then he says, well, I think it's 40, and I said, well, no, there's signs at both ends that say 30, so he pulled the camera, he says, oh, I see, yes, it's 30, and I will inform the drivers that the speed limit is 30, and he goes, but it's really confusing because you have a sign on the curb that says 35, and so, like in one of the curbs where it has the yellow sign that's 35, so we might want to either remove that sign or put 25 on it, I don't know, but,
That's for
so,
55.
anyway, he did get back to us,
Is that
and,
the school bus driver?
excuse me, he's the head of the school bus,
Yeah, what about the other bus driver, because he still goes fast.
which other bus driver?
The one that is the driver from, if you wanna go from here to, or Lion Mountain, I guess, down to Plattsburgh.
Oh, the cart, I have no control over the
That's a
cart bus.
county-
I gotta call the county on that.
Yeah, that's a county bus.
And what about
Transportation,
the, two, signs, and now 3 signs, but the 2 signs, when are they coming in?
Do we have,
Al's been out with a quadruple bypass, so I don't know if he's packed to work yet or not. He's gotta make the sign.
yeah,
You what?
He's gotta make.
the guy that makes the signs at the county is still not, is not in.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, can you do that can you ask him when he's feeling better, there's no one else to do it, but can they change that other sign, the 35-mile-an-hour sign then?
Yeah, we can do that.
I
Do that.
I have had some complaints from drivers on that road who say that people walking on the road won't get out of the road when they're trying to drive. So just keep in mind that, the roads are for vehicles, so if a vehicle's coming, you need to get off the road. Vehicles shouldn't have to stop or pull around people, so,
Those people are up to.
Traffic is gonna be cut right down to nothing.
yeah, as soon
In the
as soon as
beltway.
that bridge is done,
Yeah.
you're gonna go back to hardly any.
But when you talk with that man, tell him that there isn't much road to get off of on
that route,
one side of the road, there is, because that's where the houses are, so there's
Mhm.
yards to jump off of.
Right.
But the other side, there's that gully that goes down, not much room there to get off.
Well, and I've experienced it too, because I have never taken the illegal shortcut when I go to the wastewater
Yeah.
treatment plant. I take that,
Yeah,
and I have come across people that are walking, and some people will at least get to the edge of the road and wave and whatnot, and then
Yeah.
some people will just, no, I'm walking here, and you can just go around me. So, if there's a car coming the other way, you have to stop,
right.
so,
Maybe it'll help though, once those signs are up.
Well, it'll help if people just, you know, be
Yeah.
courteous and know that, you know, roads are for vehicles. And yes, people can walk on them, but, you know, if I was walking on the road and a car was coming, I would definitely get as far off as I can, because I know that my X number pound body against a
It's not gonna
3-ton vehicle is not going to, you know, fare very well. But, so as soon as we can get signs, because, we're waiting on some other signs from the county too, and there's one person, again, you know, we're a small area, we got one person in charge of making signs for a whole county. That's just the way we operate here in the North Country. Because we've got some other signs that we've been waiting on to post at the beach and whatnot, and we're waiting,
Okay.
like everyone else. All right, so the next meeting is November 24th. It's a Monday. The public hearing is at 5:45. And the regular board meeting will follow immediately. And again, the public hearing is on changes to the short-term rental law. And again, that, like all of our laws, they're not set in stone. We have to adjust them as we go. So, meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Close that.